Happy Thursday, Longhorns. It is Coach Loffer, and today we're going to continue with surface area and lateral area and cover pyramids. So first thing we're going to do is just kind of go over pyramids, label some important pieces we're going to need to know when we're just dealing with a squared pyramid. So two things we notice, we have an H and an L. So the H is going to be the height, also known as the altitude. And then that cursive L, that's what we're going to be known as the slant height. So altitude we've kind of dealt with, slant height will be new. But if we look between the height and the slant height, we can form a right triangle with it. So that's going to be an important piece as we move on with our lesson. And then there's a couple other things we're going to look at. So another vocabulary word we're going to need to know is going to be base. So the base is going to be whatever shape we're dealing with. So the base in this one, I'm going to outline in red. It's just going to be this square. So the base is in red. We also have what is known as a base edge, which is just one of the sides of the base. So I'll mark that in blue. So this would just be an edge. We have a lateral face. So a lateral face, we need to think of, so if we're looking at our period right now, we have this base. The base is a square. A lateral face is going to be all the faces that it's not sitting on. So like for instance, with our pyramid here, our lateral face is going to be the triangles that make this pyramid. So I'll kind of outline that in green. And then we also have a vertex. And the vertex is just going to be this point. So I try to color code it for us just so we can see the different pieces. We're going to go over two formulas today because there's two different types of areas when dealing with pyramids. So the first one we're dealing with is going to be lateral area. So the lateral area is going to be everything but the base. So if we think about it, I'm going to look for all the triangles that make up our pyramid. And so what I need to know to find it is I need to know the actual perimeter of the base. So whatever my base is, whether it's a square, could be a triangle, it could be an octagon. I need to know the perimeter of the base. And I also need to know that slant height. So remember, slant height is going to be on the actual face. And it's that cursive L. And so what our formula will be for lateral area, it will equal 1/2 our perimeter. So 1/2 P times whatever our slant height is, which will be L. So those are going to be the two things we need. So if we look at our example, it says the pyramid is located in Rome, Italy. Using the dimensions in the figure below, what is the lateral area of the pyramid round to the nearest square meter? So right now we have our base or the perimeter. So because it's a square, I know that all these sides will be 30, 30, 30. But our issue right now is this right here is my height. I don't have my slant height. So if we remember, this right here forms a right triangle. I can find this missing piece here by taking half of the perimeter. So right now we have 30. I'm going to take half of it. So to find the perimeter, we know that a square has 4 sides, so 4s, so P will equal 4 times 30, so P equals 120. So I know P. Now I need to find my slant height, which is L. Well, what we can do to find our slant height is, because we have this right triangle, I can use Pythagorean theorem to solve for it. So I know this could be side A, B, and I'm going to solve for C. So remember, A squared plus B squared equals C squared. So my A value is 36.4 squared plus 15 squared will equal C squared. So we'll have 1,324.96 plus 225 equals C squared. We add them, and then we're going to take the square root. So we add them together and get 1,549 plus 0.96 equals C squared. And so now when I take that square root, I'm left with a slant height that equals 39.3695. And I'm not going to round yet so that I don't have a rounding area or a rounding error. So now we're going to find the actual area. So remember, my lateral area equals 1/2 P times L. So we'll have 1/2 of 120 times my slant height, which is 39.3695. And so now, as I get a final answer, now I can round to the nearest square. So I'm left with a lateral area of 2,362 meters, and it will be squared. So that is for lateral area. So now we're going to look at also surface area. Surface area can also be called total area. So if we see total or we see surface, just know they're both going to be the same. So now we are going to be interested in that base. So we're worried about the base as well as all my lateral faces. So the good thing with surface area or total area is it's not going to be much different from lateral, because the only difference now is I'm also including the base. So one way to think about it is going to be lateral area plus whatever my base is. So that being said, if I need to find surface area will equal, well, lateral area we just learned was 1/2 perimeter times the slant height. And now the only thing we're going to do is add that base. So plus base area. And so we'll just see it symbolized as SA for surface area equals 1/2 PL plus B. So a square pyramid has a base edge of 5 centimeters and a slant height of 3. What is the surface area of the pyramid? So one thing we can do is, let's draw our picture. So I know I have a square pyramid. So it says I have a base edge of 5. So my base edge is 5. So because it's a square, I know both of them are 5. And it also lets me know I have a slant height of 3. So again, our formula is going to be for surface area equals 1/2 P times L plus my base. So we'll have 1/2 So the perimeter of a square will be 4 times 5, because the square has 4 sides. Each one is 5, so 4 times 5 is 20. So 4 times 5 equals 20, 4p, times my slant height of 3, and then the base of a square, so the area is 5 squared. So as I solve, half of 20 is 10, so 10 times 3 is 30, and then 30 plus 5 squared is 25. So I'm just going to add them, and I'm left with 55 meters squared. So the total surface area, or the surface area, will be 55 meters squared. So if you're academic, you can stop here. This next problem will be for pre-AP only. So for pre-AP, you're going to see pyramids that have different shapes. So this one, we're going to have a hexagonal pyramid. So hexagon, remember, is 6 sides. So in order to find the surface area, again, our formula, SA equals LA plus our base. Well, our base here, if we remember back to regular polygons, my base in this case is going to be 1/2 of the apothem, so AP. So as I solve for what I know, I have 6 and 6 for my perimeter. So my perimeter will be 6 times 6 for the 6 inches plus the 6 sides. So that will be 36. And then in order to find the actual area of the hexagon, we know that my B value will be 1/2 of A, which is the 3 square roots of 3. So 3 square roots of 3. And then we'll do the perimeter of 6 times 6. So we're going to plug all this in now to solve. So we will have 1/2 of 6 times 6 times 9, which is my slant height, plus my base, which will be 1/2 of 3 square roots of 3 times the perimeter of 6 times 6. So we type all that in our calculator, and we will end up with 255.53 inches squared. And so now as we round, here we can round to 256 inches squared. So if you have any questions, ask us now. If not, good luck.